Hello, welcome to Sound and Fury Book Reviews. As usual, I am Tita. Today I'm doing a book review of Brighter Than Scale, Swifter Than Flame by Neon Yang. This is a book coming out May 6, 2025 from Tor.com. It is a fantasy novella. I received this arc from NetGalley in exchange for a fair review. Just to start, yes, I'm wearing the same shirt as my last review because I was very behind in filming my reviews. I had to review a bunch at the same time because I had a very bad sinus infection. And then I'm going to tell you my woes, so because that's mainly what I do on this channel. I was coughing so much that I pinched a nerve or did something to my neck, and it was wild. For the first day or so, it felt fine. It was just kind of like I had a bit of a soreness. But then on Saturday night, I was, we were just watching a show with my partner, and all of a sudden, like, my lips started going numb, and then my whole face, including my ear, like everything went numb, and I was like, what is going on? And so it kind of faded, and then I stood up to kind of, to go to bed, and I like almost fell over. I had a complete vertigo. It seemed like the world was tilted. Like, if you've had vertigo, you know what I mean. And I was super nauseous, and I'll admit that I threw up. Like, it was really crazy, and it happened about 3 or 4 times, kind of from that point about midnight until maybe about 11 the next day. And we were having this massive party for my husband's 40th birthday, and so I was like, it was not fun. And I still, my neck is still sore, and I still kind of get moments where I'm feeling a bit nauseous, and like my head hurts too. It's just, I'm not having a good time. So yeah, I was like, I'm surprised I even got around to filming this, but I wanted to. And then I'm gonna probably go and lie down anyway. So just to explain why I'm wearing the same shirt, I don't know. I received this arc from NetGalley in exchange for a fair review, if I didn't already say that. A lush fantasy novella with interesting world building and a sapphic romance. Brighter Than Scale, Swifter Than Flame is intriguing and unputdownable. What is it about? The fiercely independent nation of Bao is isolated, reclusive, and something of a mystery to the rest of the world. It is rumored that there, dragons are not feared as it is right and proper, but instead loved and worshipped. Yeva is perhaps a strange emissary to these people, not only because their face has never been seen in public, but because they are a hero to a birthright that makes them suited for their task, hunting dragons. And so the dragon hunter must woo Quanbo's queen, the Lady Suki, to understand what secrets she is hiding. A woman reasonably suspicious of Yeva's intentions and the imperial might of the throne she represents, Suki bears the burden of the safety of her entire people. How can she trust this stranger newly arrived to her court, a weapon forged in blood and fire, to understand what her people need and how to best safeguard their future? This book reminds me of The Fireborn Blade, but only because it's a novella with a dragon knight and a sapphic romance. In truth, these books are sort of parallel stories in the same genre, with one set in Western fantasy and the other in Asian fantasy. So if you read and liked The Fireborn Blade, I think you'll really enjoy this too. I mean, give me all the queer dragon stories. I love them. Throw in the Mountain Crown in this too. There we go. Anyway, back to this book. First of all, you can almost taste this book. Food is described so often and with such detail, it made me so hungry. It was easy to picture what the places looked like too, and Yang's descriptions were plentiful but also concrete. I absolutely love the world building in that regard. It was just, as I said, very lush. Yeva and Suki are great characters too. We get a mini Bildungsroman of Yeva's life before the story starts, of how and why she became a dragon knight, which relates to her decisions/indecision later in the story. It also serves to explain certain world building aspects. I thought it was really well done. I liked that kind of setup this time. Normally I'm not fond of like that kind of a build up, but I think it worked really well in this regard actually. Suki is a little less fleshed out than Yeva, but that's because we don't really get a point of view of her. We see her through Yeva's eyes mainly, but she's also a great foil for Yeva because she's the opposite to her pretty much every way. She's rather physically frail, she's confident, she's sensual, and she's cheerful. It's not exactly a grumpy sunshine romance, but it is a little bit because Yeva is very much closed off, very like stoic, just, I guess it is a grumpy sunshine romance. In terms of the plot, I like that it was a little bit languid. The tension behind Yeva's growing disinterest in her duties and her growing love towards the nation she's sent to keep an eye on was palpable and understandable. It really is like almost like a gay awakening story, as well as like a my people are kind of jerks. I will say there isn't really a twist to the story, which I don't think it really needed. Like, something I assumed from the start ended up happening, though there were some minor red herrings along the way that made me sometimes question it, but pretty much I guessed like what the main deal was kind of right when I even from the jacket copy, and I think if you read enough books you probably will too. But this didn't stop me from absolutely devouring this book with my eyes because it's just such a great read. I really loved it. For a story about a dragon hunter, though, I will say there are very few scenes of actual fighting. If you were looking for an action fantasy, this ain't it, but that's okay. Just FYI. The prose is absolutely lovely, which paired well with the tangible descriptions of, the food, as I said before. I'm going to read you a quote, and this is from an arc, so it may be removed or altered for the final. Understanding and trust passed between them, fragile wordless things, like a leaf on a lake, like snow on a window pane. So nice. Anyway, to wrap up, because this was a short little book, this novella was a lovely little treat, a scrumptious snack of a story, and I am so happy that I got an arc. I absolutely love that cover. It's so cool. So yeah, thank you to the publisher for the e-arc. Thank you to everyone listening to my woes about my pinched nerve, broken neck, whatever I have going on. We'll see if I make it to next week for more reviews. And yeah, so thanks.